Global. Let's go. Started with a vision, two voices in the mix. Max and Link together, building something that'll stick. Every episode we drop, yeah, we're reaching new heights. Titans Global on the map, burning bright every night. From the first recording session to the fans that tune in, we've been grinding every day, yeah, we're destined to win. Titans Global, that's the name, that's the brand, we the fans. Speaking truth through the microphone, messages that we send. Titans Global, that's the movement. Titans Global, feel the power. Titans Global, we keep pushing. Titans Global, this our hour. Titans Global, Max and Link. Titans stronger than you think. Titans Global, that's the way. Titans Global, every single day.
What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I'm your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy Link. What's up, bro?
Going good. As everybody knows, it was a tough weekend of football for me. Vols lost, Titans lost again, but basketball started tonight, so I'm actually in a pretty good mood because it's just on to the next one for me. So a lot to get into tonight. We got trade deadline, we got post game, we got bye week coming up, a lot of rumors circulating around. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Most importantly, get in the comment section. Want to know what you guys think, who's getting moved tomorrow, who is staying, what do you get for them? And with that, we'll get right into it.
Yeah, and what's up? Yeah, what's up, everybody? Anyway, yeah, I want to start off by first saying I was pretty damn close with my last prediction, 24-27. Ended up 20-27. So, obviously Titans didn't do as well, but, whatever. Anyway, yeah, a lot to talk about, mostly trades, but a couple things from the game. We'll talk. I always try to do the crap first and then, get to the good stuff. So we'll start off with bad play calling, because that was the thing that really killed me, man. The three wildcat snaps, the flea flicker in the middle of the game for no damn reason. And the outside screens. For the love of God, man. We've been saying it, I don't know how many weeks now, but just stop with the damn outside screens. Go ahead, man. What do you want to say?
Well, no, stop with the cute stuff. Like, you hit the nail on the head. And, like, there's a real conversation. Like, is Mike McCoy being told to not necessarily throw these games, but, play things a little risky? There's an argument for that. Like, let's be honest. I don't understand some of these play calls. I don't understand the end arounds. I don't understand the random flea flicker that's not, and they're not even executed well. Like, that's the worst part. It's like they run these terrible 3 or 4 times in practice and then just throw it into a game plan. So, yeah, the cute stuff is just ridiculous. And then you get down 4th and 1 on the goal line. You got a chance in this game. I think that's actually to take the lead if they score that touchdown. And then of all the cute stuff they try, they decide this is the time we're just going to run straight up into the heart of the defense, run it right up the middle with Pollard. Like, I don't get it. It's just the timing of the plays. They just don't seem like they have a good flow of the game with the play calls. So I don't know. It's frustrating, to say the least.
It is frustrating. 1 and 9 on third down conversions. That's like 11.1%. That's terrible.
Well, and you didn't help yourself in the first half. I mean, I think it was 9 pre-snap penalties in the first half, and then you come out in the second half and don't have any. Like, it just doesn't make sense. This team just makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, I mean, the first half, you just continue to shoot yourself in the foot, get behind the sticks, and you put yourself in these 3rd and long situations where you have no hope of converting. And even when you've got a 3rd and short, they decide to, like, on a 3rd and 2, they're throwing a post route across the middle. Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
No, I agree. And the thing that really I try to listen to the press conferences as much as I can. because every now and then you actually get a little tidbit of information from the press conference, even if they didn't mean to give it to you. Like today, when Aomanor was asked about um, the screenplays, and he just blatantly said, in the NFL, it's extremely hard to set up an outside screen because you are not allowed to block as a wide receiver until the other wide receiver catches the ball. That is the rule. And holy crap, man, if we need our wide receiver, especially our rookie wide receivers, to explain to these coaches why an outside screen is a bad choice of play calling, we're in dire straits as a team. That to me just screamed problematic. I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. And the Wildcat, what the?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know where this stuff even comes.
Line?
And you're not fooling anybody. Like, that's the worst part. Like, if you run a Wildcat, do you really think the Chargers expect Tony Pollard to throw the ball? Like, at least put somebody back there who has some arm talent. Like, I would have been more okay with it if like DK was back there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. It's rinse repeat, man. Same stuff every week.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating part. And someone brought it to my attention that every game that Mike McCoy has coached now has had a Wildcat formation snap in it, which just leads me to believe that that is from his personal playbook, something that he likes to try to sprinkle into the offense. And you were saying, we joke around. Well, I don't know if it's totally a joke, but we joke around about how we feel like and some other people have said these people are tanking the team. And I don't know if I buy that, just because these guys are trying to secure their jobs somewhere else next year because they know they're not going to be with the Titans. So I don't think they do a terrible job on purpose. However, I do think that if the front office was really good at evaluating who would be a good head coach, but they wanted to appease the fans by firing their current head coach, but also still, lose the season because we're already 5 games deep. Yeah, I think you look for the village idiot and you grab him and you go, here you go, buddy. Here's your keys. Have.
I'm not saying they're throwing, but if they were, this is the way to do it. Like that's kind of where I'm at with. Gonna be really interesting. December 28th, the New Orleans Saints come to town.
Oh God!
What I'm already dubbing the toilet bowl of the NFL.
Yes.
There's a possibility that game ends in like a 3-3 tie. Like I'm so serious because I just feel like at that point in the season, it's gonna be the worst. And I think right now the Titans have the slight edge based on strength of schedule. So if the season ended today, New Orleans would have the first pick, Tennessee would have the second, but they'll get a chance to redeem that and change that fact. So we will see what happens. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one right after Christmas, December 20th.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely rough. Yeah, it's going to be dark days, man, because in any talent that we can move, we're moving right now. So, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, damn well should be. Yeah, you called that also during the game. We talk a lot. We talk about it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. During the game, you texted me and said, I swear to God, if history has told us anything, they are about to score before the half and then immediately come out of the half and score again.
Yep.
And I'll be damned if you weren't right.
And not only that, but I said, like, if talking about the Chargers, like it's going to be really hard for me to not turn this off if the Titans let them drive 99 yards to get this touchdown. And sure as Shiano, they let them drive 99 yards for a touchdown. Like I'm telling you, it is so unfortunately and terribly predictable that it's just sad. And I don't know, I don't know, man. Like I say it week after week, I don't know how you start to fix this. And the worst part is, I said in the pregame show, the way that the Titans win this game, like if there is a path to victory, you have to have a turnover. You've got to be able to score on defense. You've got to have a good special teams outing. And they did both of those things. Like they did enough to be in this game, but the offense is just so bad and so stagnant that they can't put up one offensive touchdown to give themselves a chance. So I don't know. Again, it's rinse repeat. It's the same old Titans every week at this point. But yeah. I mean, like I said, it's predictable. Like I'm not a good analyst. It's just really easy to figure out what's going to happen.
Well, yeah. And penalties, too. I mean, while we're talking about it, we might as well talk about penalties. They had 7 for 60 yards, which is a lot, especially early in the game when you're trying to stay competitive with this team, which we were. We were in it all the way up until the fourth quarter, and anybody that says otherwise is a liar. So, I mean, it was, I don't know. It didn't have the same effect, though. Usually when we're in a game all the way until the fourth quarter, my heart's beating, I'm on the edge of my couch, I'm jumping up and I'm screaming one way or the other, either happy or angry. This game, I just sat there watching, and I would see a play, and I'd be like, shit. Missed that tackle. Oh, man, come on now. Done took off on us. But whatever, I mean, it wasn't like the life-ending kind of intensity I normally watch the game with. And that is crazy. I mean, obviously we're huge Titans fans. We're obviously huge Titans.
Yep.
This is rough.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is, like I've said before, and like I really hate to say this, but at a certain point you start to get numb to it. And I really don't want that to happen, but like that's what's going on. It's just I mean, Sundays used to be, and it still is to a point, like it used to be this tradition of wake up, get the jersey on, get hype, pregame a little bit. Now it's just like, man, like here we go. It's not a chore to watch it, but it's just becoming an experience that you still get excited for it. Like I'm still happy to watch them. I put the jersey on, I stand up, I cheer a little bit, but you just know what's going to eventually happen. You just know that somehow they're going to find a way to lose the game.
Yeah, that's definitely not wrong. Oh man, but I don't know, man. It's like you said, it's hard to watch the game with any kind of excitement or fun. But we did get some excitement. I mean, right early in the game, we'll go ahead and talk about it. Barton on a pass to Keenan Allen jumped the route, just like we saw in practice a million times. We've talked about it. Is Cam really that bad? Or, no, just, Cody Barton just, I guess that's the only thing he does well is intercept passes. I don't know. But anyway, well, I don't know. He hasn't done that a lot either. But thought it was nice. I was like, finally, dude did something. But Chimere DK, man, let's talk about this for a second, because we have been saying this is pretty much an inevitability for most of the season. The kid's almost broke 3 or 4. We knew he was going to break one eventually. And that's exactly what he said in the interview after the 67-yard return. He said, only a matter of time, but he really did it for the unit. And I thought that was important, that he immediately shifted the spotlight off of him and on the entire special teams unit, saying that they had been blocking their asses off for him all season. And he finally was able to finish one by getting in the end zone. And I thought that was a really, really important thing for him to say. And the fact that Fassel, challenged him with that task at the beginning of the season. The last time it had happened was 2012 against Jacksonville with Darius Raynaud, but that is a long drought. That's over 10 years, y'all. My daughter has never seen the Titans return a punt for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he's slowly become a weapon, not only on special teams but on offense. I mean, he's definitely one of the more bright spots of this team. And it's really exciting because he's been so good. But then on the flip side of that, he's also getting a whole lot of opportunities. Um, I mean, he's making the most of them, but in a ideal world, he's not getting this many kick returns because you don't let other teams score this much. But still, very possibly the best returner in the league right now. Glad to see him finally take one to the house. I know he had at least one other one this year that was called back due to penalties. And
Yep.
I'm sitting here watching this return, just waiting for that little two. That's what I thought. Okay. I knew it was at least one, but I'm sitting here just waiting for that little yellow icon to pop up on the screen, just knowing it was going to get called back. But yeah, not this time. He's able to take it to the house, and super happy for him. And look, I think there's a lot more to come. So as this team learns to stay in their protection a little bit better, and he continues to hit the hole. And I think Fossil talked about it, like really exciting to watch him know when to turn on the jets and accelerate. Like you can see him be extremely patient until something opens up. And they said that's specifically something that they've worked on at practice. And he's pretty much mastered it. So really excited for the guy. I think he's going to continue to be a weapon. Just the one thing that me and you talked about a little bit last week, as this team gets better from a roster standpoint, it's going to be really interesting to see how they use him, if they want to keep him involved as much on offense, because again, in an ideal world, you really don't want your main returner, who is such a weapon on special teams, to be taking a whole lot of offensive snaps, because you're just asking him to do too much, in my opinion. I'm not saying he can't do it, but in a perfect world on a really good football team, your preference would be for DK to be primarily a special teams guy and then rotate in a little on offense. So we'll see how they kind of navigate that as the year goes on, and especially into next year.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think over the last 2 weeks we've saw very good proof that he is a offensive weapon,
He can be.
just
Yep.
as much as a special teams guy. And I was kind of pissed that I didn't see more of him in this game. That was another part of the bad play calling. I don't know if it was just the fact that he just wasn't open. I haven't really got to review the tape on this because, like I said, it was hard enough the first time. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that.
I mean, slowly he's became. I mean, he may have an edge over Almaner right now. Would you agree with that? Like in the pass catching game, I think he's got a slight edge over Almaner at this point.
Yeah, he's a more consistent catcher of the ball. I mean, if you look at, I think he had I think we talked about it was like a 91% catch rate over those two games, and Almaner just does not have Almaner, however you say it, David, just does not have the same. I think he was targeted 6 times in this game, had 3 receptions. So I mean, and not all of them I think are his fault. So look, Cam didn't play great this game either. I'll be honest.
Not at all.
I don't know if you want to say, because some people say I coddle him. I don't think I coddle him, but I will say that I am a little bit biased when it comes to, obviously, because people have thrown up the fact that, well, he has similar stats to Will Levis and he does similar things to Will Levis, although you keep making excuses for him when you would make the same excuses for Will Levis. And I was like, well, you know what? You make a good damn point. But I also saw a lot more of Will Levis before this season or whatever, last season, whatever I'm trying to say. I had a bigger sample size.
You did. Yeah. And I mean, you want Ward to be the guy. I want Ward to be the guy. If you're a Titans fan, you want Ward to be the guy. And the thing about Cam Ward, like even going back to college, I've seen him do things and be successful in ways that Will Levis never was, including college. And I mean, you could argue that Will Levis had a more talented football. I mean, it'd be hard to argue against that. He had a more talented roster to work with.
Oh, yeah, of course.
The thing with Ward to me is, the same thing I've been saying since week 1. Like you see the bad habits starting to take effect. You see the poor footwork. You see the the arm angles that are really good sometimes and then maybe unnecessary other times. You see the fact that he lasers the ball when he doesn't have to every time. You see him drift in the pocket. There's just little things that a young quarterback does, but it's kind of amplified right now because of how bad the players are around him, and he just doesn't have a whole lot of help. So I'm not saying he's a bust. I'm not saying he can't be the guy. He's just got a lot of things to clean up, and you need someone who can come in and develop him and play to his strengths. And I just don't think you have that on a coaching staff right now. And, I stand by the fact, like, I don't think it's a 100% foregone conclusion that he's the guy next year. I mean, I think there's a really good 98, 96% chance, but there's always that possibility that you bring in a coach who maybe doesn't want Cam Ward like that. It's at least a possibility. So the more he can develop throughout the season, the more he can continue to work on the little things, the better off he's going to be. I don't know. Again, I'm with you. Like, I hope he's the guy. I want him to be the guy. I want him to be the face of the franchise going into a new stadium. You just got to clean up the little stuff. You got to clean up the little stuff.
Yeah, and the big stuff. I mean, like the the thing that annoyed me the most ended in the all alone. I mean, just all alone, and Cam Ward underthrew him by like 10 yards.
Yeah.
But I really hope, not really hope. This is why I wouldn't make a good quarterback, because if that was me, I would get on the sideline at Van Jefferson and I'd be like, yeah, it sucked, didn't it? That's how it feels when I throw a pass right at your fucking hands and you drop it. I mean, that's just who I am.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you have dropped so many of my damn balls. You don't get to say you just sit over there and shut up.
Yeah.
You just shut your mouth.
Again, he doesn't have a lot of help around him. And that's the thing. Like, you're going to notice Cam Ward's mistakes more because he's the quarterback. He's the guy that everybody looks to and looks at. And, when things are going great and you're winning games, it's because the quarterback's so good. And when things go bad and you're losing, you start to see the quarterback isn't so good. Like, he's always going to have a spotlight on him. One, because he's the quarterback, and two, because he's Cam Ward. He's an emotional guy. He's a competitive guy. He talks, and that's something that when things aren't going good, like, that's what people are going to point to. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where I want it to work out. I really do. And I'm not saying it's not going to work out. It's just, we got a long way to go. I mean, he put up, what was it this week? A 13.8 QBR. I think he's still dead last in QBR. And it's not all on him, but it's also not all on the offensive line. And it's not all on the receivers. Like, you just have a team and an offense that isn't able to click right now and find success.
Yeah, you got a subpar roster being coached by a subpar coaching staff.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's the case we're seeing on Washington right now. What we saw with Washington. If anybody watched that game, what I saw was an offense that fell apart because there was a couple prima donnas that wanted to be treated a little differently. They didn't, they got what they wanted eventually, but it took them so long that they ruined most of their training camp, and now they don't have the chemistry that they need to roll into the season and play like they needed to play. And we already know that they're capable of doing it. They're just not producing the same results. And why?
Didn't Treylon Burks see action on Washington last night?
Oh, I have
one target, one catch for Treylon Burks. Already as successful as a Commander as he was as a Titan. So good for him.
Yeah, dude. I'll be honest with you. I hope he is like the best. Go Pro Bowl, son. I don't care. Just not on the Titans.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough being a Titans fans right now. I'll be honest with you, man. I started doing this show at the wrong time. It has just been mostly downhill since I started doing the show. I started at the beginning of the season of the last year of Vrabel. So
Bro,
it has just been.
I became a co-host. We've won 4 games since I've been co-hosting this show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like at some point, I got to look inward. Maybe it's on me. Yes, I don't know, man. But we'll get there. We will get
Yeah,
there.
I'm just
I promise.
saying it's a rough time to be a Titans fan right now. But I assure you, as a Titans fan of over 25 years, it will get better, man. It does
Absolutely.
get better. It's just the way the league works.
Yep.
We did find some damn pressure though. Finally,
Mhm.
finally, 6 sacks. My God, the pressures were ridiculous. Draymond Jones had 8. Jihad Ward had 8. Joseph Day had 3. And then Cedric Gray, Harold, Winston, and Ravenel. I don't know how to say his name. All those got 1, 2, 2. But Ward got home 2.5 times. Jones got home 1.5 times. Cedric Gray and Sebastian Joseph Day each got home 1 time. So for me, that's great. If we got those numbers every single week, I'd be happy as a lark. And Jones has been showing out lately. We were making jokes again during the game about how well he was advertising himself to all the other teams out there that were looking for somebody to trade for.
Hell of an audition.
And we were right. We were right. I mean, we'll talk about the trades after we get Scoob up in here. But yeah, we were right. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it was a nice showing by the defense, especially with the the heavy contributors, or the people who are supposed to be the heavy contributors in Key and Jeffrey Simmons out. To see that kind of production on the defensive line, it was really nice. Whether it was motivated by money or whatever.
Yeah, and on the flip side, and this is terrible analysis and out of the blue and not helpful at all. But I just got to say it, Jalen Armour-Davis sucks. Like, this dude, and I said it to you, like, thank goodness they traded away Roger McCreary and Jarvis Brownlee so that Armour-Davis could come in and get more playing time. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know why it's been such a failure with him, but going into next season, like, I'm at the point where, like, yes, receiver is an issue. Yes, offensive line is an issue, but your secondary, I mean, even over pass rusher, like, you have got to fix this secondary. I mean, Snead's got to go. You've already let McCreary go. You've let Brownlee go. Like, we cannot go into next year with Darrell Baker and Jalen Armour-Davis. Like, that is not going to be a recipe for success.
He is the new Trey Avery.
I think he's worse. And I don't even care that he's young. I don't even care. Like, I legitimately think he's worse. And this is why I had such a problem with the Brownlee trade, because I knew it opened the door to him, because that was Brinker, Borgonzi, whoever you want to point to who's controlling this team. Like, that was their dude. And I think a lot of the reason they wanted Brownlee out was to get their dudes in, Armour-Davis being one of them. And, like, you see how that's worked out. So, man, for me, like, there's a lot of issues on this defense, but secondary has to be priority number 1. Has to be. Because, I mean, you didn't even have depth going into this season. And we talked about that multiple times. Like, if one of these dudes goes down, you got a problem. Yeah. Well, one went down and you traded 2 of them. So here we are.
And yes, that is the point, really. So if you're still with us, hang around. We got about 40 seconds.
More to get into.
Come back. Oh, absolutely. Got a lot of trades to talk about, and who we won't want traded, and a little bit more of the game. But anyway, 35 seconds for the sponsor, and then scoop. So what's up?
What's up, Titans fans? Maximus Titan fan here. Are you in need of professional excavation services? Look no further. Red Zone Builders has the expertise, experience, and equipment to handle all or any excavation project, big or small. Whether you need land clearing, site preparation, trenching, foundation excavation, or any other excavation services, they have you covered. Their team of skilled professionals work diligently to ensure your project is completed safely, efficiently, and to your satisfaction. Trust the experts at Red Zone Builders to get the job done right.
Hey everybody, Max, Link, Titans fans. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody had a good weekend. If you don't notice, I'm wearing my Salute to Service hoodie. It's been Salute to Service a little bit this time of the year for the NFL, and this one's gonna be a little personal for me. So I'm gonna give a shout out to some of my family members that have served in war times. So let's see. My dad's dad, he was a frogman in World War II for the Navy. My mom's dad, he was in the Navy. He was a shipman in the Korean War. My Uncle Fritz, which is my mom's brother, he was in Vietnam. I had a brother that was in Iraq. My brother Robert, he was in the Air Force in Iraq. My cousin Dan, he was in the Marines in Iraq. Um, his brother was in the Army in Iraq. And then I had two cousins that one was my cousin Tyler, he was in the Air Force in Iraq, and my cousin John, he was a Marine in Iraq. So I just want to give a big salute to them guys, who all sacrificed, and put their life on the line for our country and for all the things we get to do. So I appreciate all them guys, and I have much love for everybody in my family that served in the military. But for that, that's enough for that one. For the game Sunday, the Titans played pretty well. They still had made mistakes. The play calling was a little different. That 1 yard line stop was just killer to me. I could not believe that we have an NFL team that cannot get 1 yard to score. Come on, man. We got to get that 1 yard. I don't care if we put T Sweat in as a running back just for 1 yard. We need to. That was the game changer right there. That hurt us really bad on that one. But besides that, Cam, I think that was one of his worst games. He just looked like, from me watching from the field, like he was just everywhere. He just looked like he was scatterbrained. His footwork was crazy. I mean, he was throwing with his feet off the ground. But that's a rookie problem. So hopefully he can get all that squared away. DK, yeah, amazing. He's probably going to be one of the first Titan All-Pro rookies, because I believe if he keeps this up, he's going to be All-Pro. So I'm a super bright spot for the team. But besides all that, we got an off week, so nobody has to worry about getting hurt or nothing like that. We just have a good weekend, and hopefully we get some victories coming up soon. Tighten up, everybody. That's it for Scoop Scoop.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Fantastic.
Just to echo that, yeah, thank you to all the troops. I know we've got Veterans Day coming up. What is it, next Tuesday? Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out all the troops, man. I mean, what we do. We talk about football. We are very insignificant, but none of this is possible without the people going overseas and keeping us free. So big shout out to all the people who served. Amazing, man. I didn't know you had that many veterans in your family and people that have served, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, I was Army myself.
Speak for everybody.
I was a tanker in the Army, but I didn't serve in no war, so I don't count that as much as my family members that did serve in war. So
absolutely, man. Any service is service to me. It takes a big person to sign up, and just even the risk of having to fight for people's freedom, that takes a big person. So I appreciate all the veterans out there, active, former. That's
and talk to them, man. Sometimes just talking to a veteran makes them so much happier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Just treat them like they're normal people. That's the thing.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And, well, I was just gonna say, and to touch on the other part of your scoops there, just to get your guys' thought to kind of transition into this a little bit, like, is DK if he continues to do what he's doing on offense and on special teams, does he work himself into a conversation for Rookie of the Year? Like, I know you got Jackson Dart, at quarterback.
Definitely, man.
Scadaboo's kind of unfortunately taken himself out of the conversation with the injury, which prayers up to him. That was straight.
I mean, isn't he like one of the fastest to 1,000 yards for all purpose as a rookie? And
he is
a really long time.
And I don't, and look, it sucks because like he's playing on the Titans, which is known as kind of a smaller market, and they don't get a lot of love. Like I think we as Titan fans kind of recognize that, but man, like he's got to be in the conversation if he keeps this up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Especially if
he's
he gets
definitely
one
the
or
best
two more
returner.
return touchdowns. Oh man.
Yep. Could
Yeah.
you imagine if those other two didn't get called back and we're sitting here with 3 return touchdowns by DK? Like,
Oh, he'd already be Pro Bowler already.
man.
Yeah, well, we'd be in those conversations for sure about Pro Bowl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and echo your sentiment. Yeah, I love the people, love the salute to the veterans, everybody that puts their life on the line. That's awesome. But in a more normal fashion of mine, to be upbeat and kind of funny, you are country as hell, dude. I mean, you. I love it, man. I'll be honest. I love
Who,
country
me?
people. Yeah.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with it. I just, like I said, when I was sitting here and I was listening to you talk about all your cousins and your uncles, what'd you say, your Uncle Skippy or what?
Nah, my Uncle Fritz.
Fritz, that was
There
it.
you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
your
yeah.
Uncle Fritz. I mean,
His
that
name
just
is
sounded
Verdon,
so.
but everybody calls him Fritz.
You
Well,
got
yeah,
a
that's the way you do it.
You got a Bubba floating around in the family anywhere?
No Bubba.
That's what you do in the South, though, man. You don't worry about what their name is, man. You just call them
Right.
by what everybody knows about. Oh yeah, that's Jimbo.
Hell yeah.
Not
Yeah.
even his name. Yeah, it's just great. I just love it. I was just pointing that out. I absolutely love it.
Hey, I got a little scoop for y'all. I can
Let's do it.
I got something that kind of ticked me off this week. If y'all want to hear
Yeah,
about
let's
that.
roll into
Let's
it.
go.
Yeah, I'll just say it. Like this organization telling fans they got to turn the shirts inside out or they're going to get kicked out for the whole We Ass thing. Like shout out for even coming up with that shirt. It's been an incredible idea. It's Titans Idiot Nation, right?
Yeah.
That's what. Okay. Shout out to him, man. Super awesome by him by taking advantage of keeping it
600
a buck.
shirts sold.
Crazy.
600, man.
Crazy. But this organization telling people that they got to turn it inside out, like, and the fact that they're playing it off as profanity when 3 years ago it wasn't the Titans selling them, but there were shirts being sold outside the stadium that was Derek F and Henry, and they weren't putting F in, like it spelled it out. I saw the shirts in the stadium, and we were talking about this pre-show. I know Scoob said that there were some people maybe not getting in with them, but I've just seen a lot worse at the stadium than wearing a shirt that says "We Ass" when your franchise quarterback is the one that coined the phrase. So just call it what it is. Tell people you don't want the negativity in the stadium. Like, I get it. It's private property. You make the rules. You decide who comes in and who gets kicked out. But man, like if I'm paying money to see this team, for one, you don't deserve me as a fan because I know people that work really hard for their money, and to spend it on an organization that can't even put a competitive football on the team is one thing. But then on top of that, to tell me I paid all this money and I can't even represent how I want to and show people what I think about this team, like I just have a huge problem with that. So if you're going to not let people in with it, just call it what it is. Tell them you don't want the negativity because, man, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And this came down from the top. Like, this isn't the security people. They don't give a damn what people wear. Like, this is something that came down from the top that said, we don't want these shirts in the stadium. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a professional team saying they don't want, and they can hide it however they want. They can say trademark, or they can say, profanity or whatever they want to call it. But yeah, I mean, I think it really does boil down to they just don't want people wearing shirts that speak negative on the Titans. So I mean,
no matter
I
how
agree
true it
with you
is,
there.
no matter how true it is.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, if I was a private organization and somebody showed up at my organization with shirts on that said that my organization was trash, I would probably want them to stop wearing that.
I mean, yeah, but your top employee is the one who said it initially. Like, that's the thing.
I agree with that.
Like,
I don't
that's
disagree
the
with
issue.
your point. That is the funny part. It's just it's ironic. I guess it's not truly ironic, but it does seem ironic.
Yeah, I just had to throw that out there. That really grinded my gears this week. Like I was verbally angry. I was like, I was sitting by myself when I saw it, and I think I said out loud, like, "What the hell is this?" Like, if I can wear a bag over my face, if I can, go on Twitter and talk about this team, I should be able to echo the words of your own quarterback who said it in a press conference. That's all I'm saying. That's all
You
I'm
said
saying.
grinding my gears.
Grinding my
into a
gears.
dad.
Grinding my gears.
All right, so trying to
Let me
stay
ask you a
somewhat
quick
positive.
question,
Yep,
Max.
go for it.
Why? I've been wanting to ask someone, why is Helm getting one pass and
Oh my
then
god.
nothing else? One pass a game, gone. I mean, are they trying to hide him? Are they trying to
Because they
protect
told Mike
him?
McCoy that we don't need to win these games, bro. I'm telling you. Like,
Is
I
it?
don't know
I
what else it
mean,
could be.
I'll be
I
honest
don't
with
get it.
you.
I mean, I don't think he even got that pass to like the third quarter.
I feel like I feel like with the way that our offense was, the offensive scheme. I haven't, like I said, I haven't got to go back and look at the film, but let's go a little conspiracy theory here for a
Here
minute.
we go. I knew it was coming.
Let's say that the GMs wanted to showcase
Yep.
certain players that might have good trade value, such
Yep.
as Chig. Every week up until this week, we have seen an evening happening. Helm was getting closer and closer to out snapping him, and I really thought that this was going to be the week that he out snapped him. I even said as much on the Monday show, or on the Thursday show. But then watching the game, I'm like, oh no, they're not trying to win. They're trying to showcase Chig. They
Mm-hmm.
want
He
him to
was
catch
the
one of those
special. He was
passes,
the
and
special captain too.
Mm-hmm.
even more evidence to the fact. And that's why I feel like they rotated Ward and Jones in so heavily on the defense. I mean, you look at the snap count the last 2 weeks on every other position. Literally, just look at the snap counts on the last 2 weeks and then look at this week's snap count
Yep.
and tell me that they weren't showcasing certain players up for trade. That's
Yep.
exactly what it was. Now, I believe wholeheartedly, whether Chig gets traded or not, which I do think he gets traded, but I believe wholeheartedly that Helm is the number one tight end after this week. Period. I think he outsnaps him every other game of the season, whether he's still on our team or not.
Yeah. And it's so ironic because Chig is the last man standing from that draft, and literally said, was it last week? He's like, I want to be a Titan for life and all this kind of stuff. It would be such a Titans thing to just say nope and then just kind of shove him out the door. But do you think he's done enough to warrant? I mean, obviously your goal is like a fourth.
A
But has
fifth.
he
You
done
ain't
it?
getting no but a fifth.
Well, that's what. But I'm saying that would be your goal. That would be your goal for him, is like a fourth or an early fifth. Like, do you think he's done enough to earn that? Because I don't. Like, it
No.
would
I mean,
take
he's
somebody
pretty good after catch.
He is, but here's the problem. You have such a tight end heavy market right now of people trying to move tight ends. He's maybe third on that list. So I'll say this too. It's not unlike this team to let him go for his sixth. Like, I think that's a realistic scenario. Like, I think at this point they take anything for anybody, minus like a few different guys. But I mean, it just depends how bad they want to move him. But I'm with you. I think you've got something special in Gunnar Helm. I think moving forward, he should be your tight end one and take 80 to 85% of those snaps, because he's shown that he's earned that. I was just curious because in my eyes, like, if I'm 31 other teams, I'm not looking at Chig thinking he's worth a fifth next year.
No, and that's the sad part about it. I mean, a lot of our players right now are in the same boat. I think that's why, I'll be honest, I really expected us to have a lot more to talk about with the trades that were going to happen today. Obviously, it looks like they're going to wait until the very last second to try to trade everybody off, but it's probably just holdout, like, we think we can get a little bit better. Maybe another team will call us at the last second. I don't know, but I honestly, that or nobody's interested.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's getting hard to move people. I think other teams are looking around like, what the hell? Why would I? Like, you're probably going to let this dude go anyway, unless I'm desperate for a certain position. Yeah, I mean, unless I'm desperate for a certain position, which I'll get to that in a second because I got my own little conspiracy to talk about. But unless I'm desperate for a certain position, like, I'm not looking at anybody on this roster thinking that I'm going to give up a king's ransom for him.
Well, the best part about all this trade talk and stuff is if you don't get traded, at that point your position coach, and again, this is maybe why I'm not on the or in the NFL, is if I was a position coach, I would pull the guy aside and I would be like, look, your contract runs up at the end of this year. You're probably not going to be on the Titans unless we can get you for very cheap because we know what you are. So you need to audition yourself as well as you possibly can for the next few weeks into this season so that maybe you have a chance of getting picked up as a free agent. And that's just really messed up to say to a player, but that's the bones truth of it. That's the actual bare. I mean, if you're talking about business, and that's really what it is, it's business. If you're talking about a business, that's how I would treat it. I mean, as a manager, that's exactly how I would treat somebody at work. I'd be like, look, we're a commission-based industry. You're not making enough commission. If you really want to stick around here, you better make some good commission. And even if you don't stick around here, you'll have something to put on your resume that at least your commission was this high when you left. Yep. So, I mean, it's a performance-based job, and you have to perform. And Chig, to me, is not performing. Like I said, from 5th, maybe 6th, I don't know. It's going to be terrible what we get for him. But I think we're at the point where we will take just about anything at the end of the day. So I think tomorrow, I really felt like we were going to get a lot of trades today, but I think tomorrow by, we'll say 3, the Titans will announce like 4 trades all at once.
What time does the trade deadline end? 4 o'clock? Is it 4 Central? 4 Central?
Tomorrow or Wednesday?
I think
it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I'm pretty. Yeah, it's tomorrow for sure, and I'm pretty sure it's 4 Eastern. Let me double check that real quick. But I am pretty sure that it is 4 Eastern.
Well, while you check that, I'm gonna go ahead and hit my conspiracy theory because I wanna get this out there into the world. Jeffrey Simmons is going to the Cowboys. I'm telling you, I'm sold on the fact that Jeffrey Simmons is going to the Cowboys. Here's what I'm pointing to. So Jerry Jones goes on Sirius today, does an interview, basically said we have a trade finalized at a position that we're in desperate need of. It's somebody who's going to come in, start immediately. Now, some people would say, well, so I get it. I'll get there. Jeffrey Simmons comes out on Twitter, kind of says what he says. If I'm the Titans, I'm looking at it at the fact of by the time we're competitive, Jeffrey Simmons is probably 31, 32 years old. Might as well move him now so you're not in a Derrick Henry situation where you let him walk for nothing. And then on top of all this, the Titans release a statement today that says that Mike Borgonzi will be made available to the media on a Wednesday press conference following the end of the trade deadline on Tuesday. So to me, all of this together points to Jeffrey Simmons getting moved to the Cowboys. So it may be a long shot. And look, if you look at the other people that may be possible, I think Quinnen Williams from the Jets is a good possibility for the Cowboys. Who is it? Max Crosby, I think. But just something in my gut tells me that they're going to try to make a splash, or they already have made a splash, and they finalized a deal with Jeffrey Simmons. I think that the Titans have been playing it safe, and maybe he was ready to go this weekend, but they held him out just to kind of up that trade value a little bit. They're telling other teams, hey, he's ready to go. As soon as we trade him, he's ready to go. So my prediction, my big splash prediction is Jeffrey Simmons. It will be announced tomorrow that he is traded to the Dallas Cowboys, probably for a 2nd-round pick. And maybe they throw a 4th in there. I just don't think you're getting the first
one. Better be 2 twos.
And at the end of the day, like if you tell me you're getting a second and a fourth, like, am I happy? No. But am I satisfied? A little bit. Because otherwise, I think you're sitting here 2 years from now letting him walk for nothing. Because I'm telling you, by the time this team is competitive and competing for a Super
He's
Bowl,
gonna be over 30.
Jeffrey Simmons will be over 30 and out of his prime, and he's not going to be a major contributor anyway. He's going to be a rotational piece that they bring in certain situations. T'Vondre Sweat was brought in to, yes, help Jeffrey Simmons, but also to be the next Jeffrey Simmons. Like he was
they're talking
drafted
about
to
trading
take
him
his
today.
place. And I mean, I get it. I get it. I don't love it. I would, and honestly, I would rather see Simmons go than Sweat, but Sweat's not their guy. He's not their draft pick. And this organization has been pretty specific about wanting, these so many top 100 picks and getting their guys in. And I think that's what happened with Brownlee. So would I be shocked to see it with Sweat? Absolutely not.
No, God, that is sickening to think about Derrick Henry not on the Titans. Derrick Henry. Good Lord.
Yeah.
You can tell where my brain's going with that, though.
It's the same. I mean, it feels the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
be honest with you. It's as a business decision. I mean, as a manager, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world, man. Because, like you said, he's going to be over 30. He's going to be on the back. It's not going to be good.
But here's the other thing too.
And then he's wasted his time in the NFL with us.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the other part of it.
Yep. And if you're a fan of Jeffrey Simmons, like let him go compete. Yeah. Send him to the Cowboys. I don't know if the Cowboys are competing for a Super Bowl, but you get what I'm saying. Like put him on a team that has a good roster. Send him somewhere where he's got a chance to.
I was thinking Buffalo.
I was too. That one makes sense. I just don't know that they would be willing to give up as much as the Cowboys because Jerry Jones is kind of an idiot. He's kind of an idiot.
Could you imagine that, though, for a minute? Let's just stop and imagine for a second that the Bills all of a sudden get Jeffrey Simmons on their defense. Holy crap, dude.
Scary.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Especially after they put out Kansas City the other night. But, they normally own them in the regular season. But anyway, other trade thoughts. We did have a trade today. Draymond Jones was traded to the Ravens. Who else? I mean, the Ravens always pick up the Titans' trash, but
that could turn into a fourth.
Yeah, and it was a fifth-round pick that could turn into a fourth. And I'll be honest with you, when I saw that Jones was traded for a fifth, I was happy with that. Even if it don't turn into a fourth, I was still happy with that. I was like, hell yeah, man. We traded it. We brought him in on a 1-year prove-it deal. He got us 4.5 sacks in the first 8 games. And then we trade him off for a fifth. Come on, man. That's just good business. I don't care who you are. That is good value. That's good value. It's a good value return, especially on a player that is a rotational player at best. So I feel like Borgonzi did really good there. And I hope that that's a sign of what we'll see tomorrow. But I feel like it'll be more like the bargain bin prices that we're used to.
Yeah, I mean, because
Ridley gets traded.
I don't know that you can move him
if he's healthy enough.
I don't know that you can move him. I think they definitely tried and probably are trying, but I mean, the value you would get back for him right now, in my opinion, is just so low.
Trash.
It just doesn't make sense. Like I didn't agree with the McCrary trade. I definitely didn't agree with the Brownlee trade. I don't know. Like if you told me right now,
cutting him.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like if you told me you were getting like a sixth for him, like that sucks. That really sucks. But
I think you could get
it clears up a lot of money. It clears up a lot of money. You're able to move him. You don't lose him for nothing. Now, that being said, in order to move Ridley, like they're probably going to have to assist with that contract. It's going to take a special team. Yeah, it is. It is. So if you told me tomorrow that you get a sixth for Ridley, do I love it? No. Do I get it? Yeah, because this offense, like you could argue this offense has been better with Ridley off the field. Now you could also argue that, it's been the same amount of time that Callahan hasn't been here. So hard to see which which reason that is, but like I don't expect Ridley to really be a contributing factor the rest of this season anyway. So if you get a 6 for him, if you clear the books a little bit, so be it.
That's kind of the way I feel about it, man. I mean, I like Ridley and everything, but he brings more on paper than he does on the field, and I can't stand players like that. So, sorry, man, gotta go. In my opinion, and I would rather have something rather than nothing. And like you said, clear the books. So yeah, 6, whatever. That's fine. I'm not gonna cry about it. God, and this is where we're at. Trading off some of our best talent for 6.
Like the flip side to that is like that's a really hard sell to Cam Ward. And I'm not saying they're best friends and like, but they're tight. They formed a connection, and now you're going to turn around and tell Cam Ward, hey, we're trading our most talented receiver at this point, which, I mean, let's be honest, like he is. Like Manor's good, DK is good, Van Jefferson is okay, but like Calvin Ridley
They're not polished.
is still the most talented that you have at the receiver position. So now it's like you're telling Cam Ward, hey, not only do we suck and not only are you struggling, but Ridley's ready to go and we're going to send him out for a 6th-round pick. Like that's a hard sell to a rookie quarterback. But like you said, it's business. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, and let me just throw this out there real quick too. Way a tangent, but the media has been spinning this thing about how we keep trading off defensive players and how it's very unfair to Denard Wilson that we're trading off all these defensive players, which I agree with. However, would it not be all the same if these guys all got injured? Would you not also have to figure it out and make it work without those guys? I mean, is that not your job? I'm not saying it's fair to Denard Wilson and, obviously what is probably his final season with the Titans to put him with as little talent as you possibly can give him. But at the same time, it's not unheard of in the league to lose this many guys in a season and be trying to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your roster and who's good enough to start and all. I mean, how you change your scheme to fit the guys that you have left, all these things come into play. So I don't know. I don't buy that twist or turn of whatever they're trying to figure out on the media. I don't appreciate that. You're almost calling me stupid. You know what I mean? I understand that he's having struggles and stuff, but I mean, it's the same struggle that most coordinators deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that. And I wanted to, this is again way off topic. I did want to throw this out though. Somebody just sent me this, not breaking news or anything, but Draymond Jones actually posted after the trade. This was right when we went on, so y'all may have seen this prior to the show. No, it's actually not bad. So he said the NFL is too crazy. Thank you, Titans family. I loved and appreciated my short time in Nashville too much. Here's the part that got me. Cam Ward is the truth. Y'all give him time. He can be great. I'm ready to be Raven rocking the purple and black Ravens flock. But really cool. I mean, that's a lot better than Brownlee's comments of asking what time it was and then saying, oh, good, I still have time to watch the Titans lose. Like, at least you've got dudes who have been in the locker room who were saying, like, give Cam Ward time. He's the real deal. Like, that gives me a little promise going forward. Like, that's what you want.
I will say this about that great reflective point that you just made there. That is called a difference in character.
Yeah, but okay, yes, I agree. But I think at the end of the day, it's two different situations where Draymond Jones probably knew his time was up this year no matter what. Brownlee I think he was expecting to be a leader on this defense, and he had been. That's what everybody said about him. Even the coaching staff said, this guy's come in, he has a good attitude, he's a leader. So I agree. It does show strong character from Draymond Jones. But I just think it's two very different situations because, I think Brownlee expected to be not a star, but a solid starter for a long time to come on this Titans team, where Draymond Jones probably knew, even if he wasn't traded, they were going to go find more talent this offseason.
Yeah, I'll give you that. All right. I recant my previous statement. Some other trades though that I think might go down is, Chig. Obviously, we've been talking about that, but I think some of his biggest suitors are probably the Packers right now. They lost one of their main tight ends, the young tight end, I guess, to an ACL injury, and not that they look anything the same. It's just that Chig actually has produced on an NFL team before. And, I'll be honest, it would be a good move for Chig because LaFleur is an offensive mastermind, and he would probably figure out ways to use Chig in the way that a lot of Titans fans are saying that we're not using him in the proper way. That's just the kind of mind that LaFleur has. So I think that to the Packers is actually a pretty good possibility, even if they're not the same kind of player. I think that's just a good possibility. Like I said, I think he's got a lot of explosiveness, and he's a yak player. That's what people look at him as. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think Chig to the Packers is a bigger storyline than people are giving it credit for.
I got one more. Scoob, you got any you want to throw out there before? And this one kind of just popped in my head, and it's a super long shot. But if I'm just thinking of pieces, I kind of thought of one. But do you have anybody before I just take over?
Yeah, I was looking too, and I think I could see Pollard. Like the Chiefs, there's a couple teams that are in need of a running back, and I think Pollard could be one of those guys that could get traded to the Chiefs. And I can't remember the other two teams that I was looking at that needed a running back because their running backs were hurt. So I keep a lookout on that too, because I've heard rumors that Pollard could be traded.
I think Pollard could be traded, but I also think that is one of Cam's. It's a quarterback's best friend is the running back. So I think that actually holds some water. I don't know. I guess it depends on what they get for what they get offered.
Probably a fourth or a fifth.
And I take that.
Yeah.
I mean, then you're telling me it's Spears and Chestnut the rest of the year. Like I don't hate it. I mean, Chestnut showed some promise.
Push Spears in there a little more too, anyways. So
yeah. If he can stay healthy, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
So one kind of crazy, and I may be way off on this, and y'all feel free to call me an idiot and correct me. I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked if they just threw something way out of left field and moved somebody like Zeitler. Because if you look around, like even the team you just played, like look at the Rams. Joe Alt just had a season-ending injury. If they get desperate enough and go looking for offensive line help before the trade deadline, I think a guard like Zeitler might be somebody you move out to bring in a guy like Slater, who you expected to be a starter next year. I don't love that because, again, I don't really want Slater starting this early in his career. I would rather see him take the reins next year. But if you have a team call and offer a fourth-round pick for one of these offensive linemen, other than Skoronski and Latham, like I'm at least listening to the offer.
I love that I put a bug in your brain.
I could see Slater getting some time too to, into the season. We're not going to go anywhere, obviously. So I can definitely see Slater getting some playing time this year if they did something like that.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. The list is a lot shorter of the players that I wouldn't want to trade.
Yeah.
Players that I wouldn't want to trade are Cam Ward, Skoronski, Latham, Helm, DK, Ayomanor, Slater. And then on defense, just Gray, Winston, and Femi. That's it.
You didn't throw Sweat into there, so you're okay with the Sweat trade?
I'll say this. On the logistics side of it, on the business side of it, no. No, I don't see that. I don't see trading away a young, talented defensive lineman that should be one of the building blocks you're building around on the young side of the game.
I hope they don't trade him.
Side. I see the Jeffrey Simmons. It makes a lot more sense for Jeffrey Simmons as a businessman than it does for Javondre Sweat. But if for some reason they feel like maybe he didn't try to come back from that injury as well as he did, or maybe he didn't work out as much as they thought he should, or you know what I mean, those character issues that they, one of their guys, I could see something like that. So I mean, I don't, and there is a lot of word around the building around Trevondre Sweat. I mean, there is a lot. I've had a lot of my people come up to me and go, "Bro, have you heard all this stuff for trading Trevondre?" And I mean, the Simmons
It's
stuff,
crazy,
yeah,
man.
it did ramp up, I guess, a little bit today. And I'll be honest, before the show, you had me about sick to my stomach. But I could see a Trevondre Sweat trade easier, even though I would be less likely to make that move than I would Simmons, if that makes any sense at all.
I'm with you. I agree. And for me, as crazy as it sounds, and I don't think you'd ever get it, but the only way I'm not sick to my stomach with a Sweat trade is if it's like a 3rd round pick, and I just don't think you get a 3rd for him. Like if you tell me you're getting a 4th, I don't want it. Like I don't want anything. And
No.
I'm not even super excited about a 3rd, but you're definitely not getting a 2nd. I just feel like a 4th is just way too low a value for such a young player. Now, again, Simmons, he's older. I'm kind of at the point where it's like, take what you can get for him before he walks anyway. But with Sweat, I just think he's young enough that 3 to 4 years from now, he's going to be putting up a lot more production than Jeffrey Simmons, which it's crazy to say, and I could be totally wrong. That's just kind of my stance right now with it.
Although I will say, character-wise, if Trevondre Sweat was the character type that they're trying to portray, he does kind of fit a Jerry Jones style. I'm just saying that might be something interesting. If we don't see the Jeffrey Simmons trade to the Dallas, we still might see a Titans trade to Dallas with Sweat.
Yeah, maybe. I just think with Dallas, it's 3 names: Quinnen Williams, Jeffrey Simmons, Max Crosby. It's got to be one of those 3.
Sweat is a Texas boy.
Final thought.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, because we are going to take a break for the bye week. Just got to try to get some stuff around, normal life ready. So we're going to take that week. So no Monday show. There will be a Thursday show. Or wait,
No Thursday show.
Monday. No Thursday show. No Monday show.
Yep.
Then Thursday. Unless they trade players tomorrow. If they trade players tomorrow, we are going to come on and do a quick little show to talk about just the trades that happen and what we think and what we feel about those trades. But other than that, any final thoughts that we have before we go into this lustrous trade deadline and bye week that we have to look forward to?
Get some rest, everybody.
Yeah.
Take a break. Relax.
That's exactly what I was gonna
Lay
say.
on the couch. Don't think about the Titans for a week and just take a break.
Yeah. Big bye week for me. No Vols football, no Titans football. So nobody can hurt me this weekend. So I'm super excited about that. But stick with us. Again, if there's some kind of massive trade or something, we're going to bring the news to you guys, because obviously this show is for you guys. So we need the rest, but we want to make sure we're getting information out there for all of y'all that stay faithful to us. We really appreciate it. And who knows? I mean, if there's any team in the NFL that can go 0-1 in a bye week, this is the team. So we will stay up to date with everything that's happening and bring it to you as we get it. But again, just thank you. Super appreciative to all y'all out there.
Yeah, man, and anybody that wants to keep up with our daily thoughts, you can follow us all on social media. We're all on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you find us, anywhere you find Titans Global Podcast, you can find us. So,
yep,
enjoy it. We have a week off.
Tighten up.
Have some stress relief, goose fraba time, whatever you need. Burn some sage, however you want to do it. But
do it.
Let's try to put this first half of the season behind us. For God's sake, let's move on to something a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Until next time, guys. Tighten up.
Tighten up. Peace out.
Peace out.